Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about my ball lightning shadow once again. It's reached the final stage of its development, so to speak, and it's in a very interesting place now. So, a little brief story of how I got here. So, at the end of the Darkshrine League, I was farming the Dried Lake, and I ended up getting a Brittle Emperor drop, which I then sold, and I used it to buy a Mjolnir. Now, you may be thinking, well, why would you want to use a Mjolnir? Your previous thing was looking pretty good. Well, the thing with Mjolnir is our single target damage can be way better, we can be tankier, and we actually have a lot better DPS overall just because we can cast the ball lightnings extremely fast. So with that in mind, I'll go through kind of the changes I've made to gear and skills and that kind of thing, and then the changes to the passive tree that have been done to support this. So I'm still using my Call of the Brotherhood and the same ring as before, and I'm using the same helmet as before, but a lot of other things have changed. So here's the Mjolnir I bought. I have Ball Lightning, and Iron Will in here. This is quite powerful, and you will see shortly. This is the same helmet I had before, except it's now carrying Blood Rage, Tempest Shield, Increased Duration, and Herald of Ice. So I don't need the Ice Bite on my Herald of Ice anymore because Blood Rage more than covers the Frenzy Charge generation and also gives us more attack speed. Tempest Shield synergizes with the shield. Initially, I was trying to use Mjolnir and a Mjolnerize, but I learned pretty quickly that because Molten Strike alternates hits, which is the skill I'm using to proc the Mjolnir, hits from the Mjolnerize didn't count to trigger the Mjolnir, which was unfortunate. So that I decided I didn't really want to do that. So I'm using a Wrath Pith, and this is holding my Herald of Thunder, Curse on Hit, Assassin's Mark. I'm running a pretty darn good amulet here. I needed more res to swap to the chest I'm using now. I was originally using a rare, but when this character got migrated to standard, I had my leftover 5-link lightning coil from my other Mjolnir character who now uses a Kingsguard, so we're using this. We've got Molten Strike, Multi-Strike, Faster Attacks, Greater Multiple Projectiles, Fortify, and my Arctic Armor. My gloves, this is just an upgrade I had when I came to Standard. Attack Speed, Life, Resistance. This is still carrying our Custom Damage Taken, GMP, Arctic Breath. I'm now using Summon Ice Golem instead of the Summon Flame Golem. Because I can now make use of the accuracy because I'm maintaining my spell crit, which enables me to recharge my flasks. Last but not least, this is the same excellent belt I had from before. I'm using just a pair of Armor Life boots with resists. This is holding Flicker Strike, Leech Slam, both to faster attacks, and Fortify, which I use to move around. Okay, my flasks, I've got a Surgeon's Eternal Life flask. I've got a Surgeon's Topaz Flask, I've got a Surgeon's Quicksilver Flask, I've got a Seething Divine Flask, and a Surgeon's Granite Flask of Iron Skin. So basically the way this character defends himself, if troubled times come, you just pop the appropriate flasks. I'm carrying a Curse Immune Surgeon's Ruby Flask of Warding here. So this is something I'm going to be using on Exile, which I'd really like to try on this character. This character was still pretty effective before I swapped out of the rare chest I was using. I managed to make a 5-link 6-socket right at the end of Darkshrine that I was using for a while. Alright, so let's look at the passive tree. So the start looks the same. You've noticed I've dropped the projectile speed and damage nodes. I've swapped out the jewel I had here for efficient training, which transforms the intelligence into strength. So I needed a whole bunch of strength to use Mjolnir. Mjolnir has an intelligence requirement of 300, which I had easily, but it has a strength requirement of 412. And at the time I was making the respec, I only had about 200 strength, so I needed to pull a lot of strength out of the tree. So this jewel transforms this int node, and this int node, and this int node, and this int node all into strength, which gives me a total of an additional 60 strength from that one socket, at the cost of 40 int. Okay, I've pulled out of the mana nodes here. I don't need the mana regeneration anymore. I have spec into a strength node over here. I'm still using anatomical knowledge in this really good spot. I pulled out of these two nodes over here, and I pulled out of the mana nodes here. I've picked up this attack speed and dex, an accuracy thing over here. And then I've dropped down, I pulled a few things out of the life bills so I could keep going. You go through all this strength here into the Marauder area for Warrior's Blood, Heart of the Warrior, and Born to Fight, along with versatility for accuracy and dex and intelligence and attack speed. And then I'm currently pushing into the duelist section. I have Master of the Arena, I have Bravery, and I'm looking to pick up Art of the Gladiator. And I have almost 5.4k life on a Shadow, which I find to be pretty funny. So let's just show you a little bit of how this works here in the Dried Lake. So, yeah, I mean, I was destroying everything before, so this isn't really the best comparison to the other character. But once we go and find Vol, you'll be able to see that a little better. Also, I'm now level 86, if you didn't already know. So this has been really fun. I've always wanted to try to play a Mjolnir build with a class that isn't like a left side of the tree class or a witch, and I think it's pretty cool that I've gotten it to work with Shadow. The other funny thing is that I'm like, as you saw there, I'm in the starting areas of 5 out of the 6 basic classes in the tree. If you count the Scion as a class, then I'm at 6 to 7, having passives from every area except the Ranger. Alright, so as you can see, we're just crushing packs. Alright, I'm just going to face tank this. I blocked it. Okay, and as you can see, he dies much faster. There's just that line of ball lightnings that come out. So in general, the character is much tankier now, which is one of the biggest aspects I was lacking. I lack that sheer kiting ability that I had before, but that doesn't really matter. With Lightning Coil and Fortify and Arctic Armor and my Surgeon's Granite Flask, I feel pretty safe against physical damage, which is nice. Alright. Enough of this area. Oh, hello. As you can see, the ball lightning projectiles carry quite a long ways, and very similar to before, I don't need that many to just do a crap ton of damage to the mobs here. But that's just a level 67 area, so let's go do something a little more real.
How may I be of assistance?
I don't have a Gorge Drill yet. That's kind of a cool dagger. Okay, so I have a Dark Forest map here. I'll go ahead and drop a chisel on it, and I'm gonna roll it. okay with that. Alright, so this is a level 75 map that is pretty much packed with Devourers. As you can see, we're still crushing these packs in this level 75 area. Remember, this is with level 1920. 19. This is level 19 ball lightnings that both have 20 quality. Here we have a nice big old fatty. Try a couple flasks, and he is dealt with.
Do you never use your camera anymore?
It causes lag. I have it set up so I can use that sometimes, but I've got a bunch of Devourers there. Alright, so we're coming up on the boss here very soon. Boss of this area is Oak. There he is. Alright, now, one of the things I've been able to do with this boss in the past is typically I can just face tank him. And I'm just going to keep my Granite Flask up the whole time. I'll tank those. Voila. He is dealt with. As you saw there, I was able to maintain my Granite Flask of Iron Skin pretty much the whole time, because of the amount of crits I was getting out of the ball lightning. Come on, Mr. Devour. It took a little longer than normal because I do multiple damage types, and we have elemental equilibrium on this map, so he got an extra lot of resist. Wear it, Garrett. I know not. This was also my very first non-legacy Mjolnir. I have a legacy one, if you've seen my other character. And it's actually pretty cool playing a Mjolnir build that doesn't spam discharge or arc, because it seemed kind of meta, and has honestly been going pretty well. Also, ball lightning is apparently getting buffed in the next patch by about 20% in terms of damage output, which will be pretty huge for this character. Alright, that looks like the clear, just about. We've got one more blue pack over here. Alright, cool.
How may I be of assistance?
No map drops. Boo. Yeah, that's what I've been doing with the ball. Oh, hello. That's what I've been doing with the ball lightning character. Yeah, things have been going really well. Anyway, if you've been watching, thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. There should be a video on my ball lightning character coming up soon. If you have any questions, just let me know. Alright, thanks. Later.